Like Elise, I never ever dreamed that I would be addressing you on this, one of the holiest nights of the Jewish year, in this fashion, through a camera. How I wish all of you were sitting right here in front of me. But our sages remind us, Kol ha-techilot kashot. All beginnings are difficult. All beginnings are hard. They must have known that we would be sharing a beginning like this. I remember my visit here in February when I came to interview for the position of senior rabbi. I left on such a high, and I sat at the airport at SeaTac and on the plane heading home, wondering if I were to be lucky enough to be offered the position of senior rabbi of Herzl-Ner Tamid, what would my dreams be? What vision would I have for this congregation? What big plans should I start making? And when I touched down in Milwaukee and heard a wonderful message from Julie Ellenhorn and Michael Tarlow, letting me know that the process would be moving forward, I really began to plan and think in earnest. And then just 1 month later, the pandemic hit, and our lives changed. They changed forever. And since that time, I have been working to help to plan the way that we navigate through this pandemic. Fortunately, having experienced a great pivot working with a national, international Jewish organization, I knew that the challenge was a profound one, but I knew that it would be one that would be surmountable. And as you're probably aware, religious institutions, by their very nature, they're conservative in that they seek to conserve tradition. Religious institutions like synagogues aren't really made for drastic change, but we have no choice. We have to be adaptable and we have to pivot. And I want you to know that as your senior rabbi, I feel not only fortunate, but energized by the challenge at hand. And I know that we are going to come out of this on the other side even stronger and more dynamic than you and I were before. I spoke about difficult challenges and difficult beginnings. That all sort of melted away yesterday when over 90 of you in your cars braved the smoky air to come to the synagogue and to welcome me. And I was greeted by some of the most beautiful and loving signs just like this, not only welcoming me, but my trusty companion, my dog, Reggie. And the words that you shared with me, the gifts that you shared with me, they really touched my heart. And I forgot about all the smoke, and I forgot about all of the difficulty. And knowing that we're in this together, that will enable me to forge ahead and to do so with some of the most remarkable professionals in the Jewish world that I have encountered in my nearly 25 years in the rabbinate, beginning with my partner to my left, Cantor Curlin. This congregation is blessed with a professional team that is extraordinary and that is remarkably gifted. And I feel so incredibly lucky to be able to work with each and every one of my colleagues, the educational staff, the administrative staff, and also all of you who are such dedicated and devoted volunteers. Speaking about pivots, I want to spend just a moment talking about the really gigantic pivot that we have been working on in preparation for the high holidays. Rather than having those services broadcast on Zoom, which, as many of you know, is a platform really isn't conducive to religious services. Because of the extraordinary generosity of a congregant, a volunteer, a leader of our congregation, and the incredible hours of effort and toil of so many of your fellow congregants, we've been able to put together services that, while significantly abbreviated and in some parts recorded, they will nonetheless be inspiring. We are mindful of the bandwidth, if you will, that so many of you have when it comes to sitting in front of a computer. After all, you do it almost every day, whether it's for work, it's for socializing, or it's for attending school. So our services will be shorter, but they will be in content of the highest quality. And I am hopeful that you will be inspired as you join us spiritually online. This Shabbat's parashah speaks about how Moses knows he's not entering the promised land, and he turns leadership over to Joshua. And in so many ways, I really feel for how Joshua felt, because I feel the same way. While I'm not comparing myself to Joshua, and I may be comparing Rabbi J. Rosenbaum, our wonderful, illustrious Rabbi Emeritus, to Moshe Rabbeinu, I am so grateful that I've inherited a congregation that is strong, that is vibrant. And my hopes and dreams are that after we navigate this pandemic, and we will, that we will dream together. And the programs in our congregation, whether they are religious, educational, cultural, musical, they are going to be of the highest quality. And we are going to take our congregation one step even higher in making this a welcoming and caring synagogue family, not only for our members, not only for the Jewish community, but for the community at large. Like you, I am hoping that the year 2020 and the Hebrew year 5780, that it is just going to be a memory. We will have it behind us. I look forward to sharing a new year, 5781 and 2021, with each and every one of you. God willing, together, in person, Yehי Ratzon, so may it be.